so today what I wanted to talk about was wheel fitment for the S2000. There might be some of you guys out there that just got your S2000. There might be some people out there that are maybe wondering what size wheels they could fit. We're gonna talk about that today. Have you been kicking it over there? Is that where you were, bro?
That's a kicking spot, dog.
That's a kicking spot? I don't know if you guys know Chris. You've probably seen him in some of the episodes. But if you don't know Chris, you know, he's only responsible for, you know, just the biggest car meets in Orange County or in Southern California. I'm out in Santa Ana today because this guy's out here getting his car window tinted. And if you guys have ever gotten your car window tinted, you know sometimes you sit around for an hour, then it goes 2 hours.
3 hours.
So I thought I'd come out here, pick this guy up. Yo, so we're in Santa Ana, so it's no doubt that we had to stop by and get some fruit. Alright guys, so you're considering throwing some wheels on the S2000 and you might be trying to figure out what wheel sizes to get. Now luckily in the time that I've owned the car, I've had it set up for the track like the way it is now. But before this track setup, I actually used to be all VIP and bagged and stanced. So today I'm going to give you guys wheel specs and fitment tips for both track and stance. So I have the stock body on my car. I haven't gone fender flares. I haven't gone wide body. I haven't gone wider front fenders. So for those of you guys out there maybe looking for specs for a car with a wide body or with fender flares or wider front fenders, this video can still serve a purpose as a basis point for where you need to start, and then you can just make adjustments to the specs depending on how wide your wide body or fender flares are and go from there. If you need help doing that, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try to help you guys out as much as I can. So let's talk about the track fitment. First thing you want to figure out is if you want to run a 17-inch wheel or an 18-inch wheel. Now a lot of people running stock body S2000s typically run a 17-inch wheel because it looks appropriate for the radius of the fender well. If you're running a wide body or wider front fenders or fender flares, normally those types of kits actually increase the radius of your fender well. So in my opinion, 18s look better if you're running some sort of a fender flare or wide body. But since my car's a stock body, I'm actually running 17s on mine right now and I really like it. A very common S2000 track fitment for performance is 17x9 plus 45. I'm actually running a really similar spec. I'm running the 17x10 plus 55 all the way around. So those two sizes right there are pretty similar in the way they fit the car. The only difference is I'm running an inch wider wheel. And the reason why I did that is so I could run a 255 tire with a little bit of stretch. That way, if I take any hard corners, go through any dips, absolutely no tire rubbing whatsoever. So most people running a 17x9 plus 45 run a 255 tire on there. But you get a really flat sidewall, really thick meaty tire setup when you're running a 255 on a 9-inch wide wheel. And I know that with that fitment, if you take a really hard corner or maybe go through some really deep dips, you're still going to get a little bit of tire rub inside the fender. Another option you could do is you could run a slightly less wide tire. You could run a 17x9 plus 45 and just run a 245 tire on there. And you'll pretty much get the same fitment I have on my car, except that now you're running a slightly less wide tire. Now you guys can go ahead and use the exact specs that I gave you guys today, or you could play around with it a little bit and make some adjustments to get the exact fitment that you're looking for. But hopefully that helps if you're looking for a track fitment. Alright guys, so let's talk about stance. So if you're planning on stancing your S2000, that also means you're going to be stretching the tire. And when you stretch the tire, it also means the tire is going to be a lot thinner. It's not going to be as tall. So if your tire is going to lose a little bit of height, then you want to typically stick to an 18-inch wheel, maybe even a 19-inch wheel when stancing your S2000. I actually decided to go with an 18-inch wheels. I felt that the 19 was a little bit big and looked a little bit like Dub Edition or too baller-ish for me. I actually think that 18s work really, really nice with the S2000. So the specs that I ran on my car were 18 by 9.5 plus 20, 18 by 9.5 plus 22. When I went VIP and I ran the Wed Cerberus, I actually ran an 18 by 10 plus 20. Now keep in mind, when I ran these specs, I was also running a lot of camber. I believe at ride height I was running about -6 degrees of camber all the way around, and then when I'd air out, my guess is it was between -11, -12. I wanted to completely clear the rim and the tire so I could use all of the shock travel and then be able to lay frame. You know, the car would pretty much stop airing down when the jacking points pretty much hit the floor. On the 18 by 9.5 plus 22, I was running a 215/35 tire. And when I was running the 18 by 10 plus 25, I was running a 225/35 tire. Again, guys, hopefully these specs help you guys out when you're trying to figure out your wheel fitment. You can feel free to go ahead and use the exact specs that I ran in the past, or again, you can just use this as a basis point to figure out what type of wheel fitment you're going to be running on your car. So if you guys have any questions about the stance fitment, again, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do my very best to get back to you guys and answer your questions. While I was over here talking about wheel fitment, Chris somehow finessed his way into getting us some free burritos.
No beans?
Oh, thank you so much. You sure we can't pay for this?
No, sure.
This guy. Bro, yo, I'm excited to eat my burrito.
Look at this, look at this.
Damn. Before I eat, I'm gonna close this video out. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Hey.